Hey guys, Jeff Holomus here again from Smola Customs. I'm back on another Friday. I'm here in our fabrication department at our new facility. It's still getting set up. The electricians just finished wiring everything in, so we'll be able to start firing up equipment next week. But what I was thinking while I was here is that I'd like to start a manufacturing series. So just a video series basically showing some behind the scenes of our processes, doing some detailed videos on each piece of equipment that we have and how we use it in our facility, and just bring the kind of the customer and the end user in behind the scenes that usually is not shown in manufacturing. So we're going to start that series, but before I do that, what I wanted to do was, I don't know if you want to say debunk, or I think it's more just misconception of what manufacturing is. And so I want to clear that up before we start the series so everyone is kind of on the same page. So as a vehicle manufacturer, it is our job to to design the vehicle, okay? And during that design process, we spec the vehicle out a certain way with certain components. And from there, it's our job to source the best components for each part of the vehicle. So what I do when I design the vehicle is I use basically three key determining elements on how I decide which supplier we're going to use, who we're working with, or if it makes sense for us to produce that part in-house. So those three elements are, I always look at value, I look at quality, and I look at performance. So cost, quality, and performance. Those are the three big things, and those equate to the value. So we can make we can provide a motor that has extreme performance, but the cost is going to be too high. So we have to find a happy medium between that. Okay, but part of the thing that I want to address is that people think that vehicle manufacturers do or should build every piece of the vehicle. So that is, in some cases, people that don't fully understand manufacturing think that the manufacturers are out there building every component that makes up their vehicle. And that's just not the case. And it's actually very counterintuitive and counter cost-wise to do this. And if a manufacturer is doing that, they're not serving their customer properly. And I'm going to take a very simple example. I've got this bolt here, just a simple bolt. We use hundreds of them on our vehicles. This bolt has several processes before it comes to us. One of them being the fact that it has to be turned into steel before it's even able to be a bolt. So the steel or the iron ore has to be mined from the earth, then it goes through a multitude of processes, and then gets turned into steel, which then gets sent to the bolt factory, the bolt manufacturer, for them to make this bolt. From there, it goes through a whole process from the cutting, the shaping, the heat treatment, the coating, etc., etc. So does it make sense from a automotive manufacturer for us to be building this bolt? Of course it doesn't. That makes zero sense. So this is the same thing with other components on the vehicle. So let's say our electric motor, for example. Does it make sense for us to spool up, design the motor, and get all the equipment and all the machines and all the technology to build this motor? Or does it make more sense to work with a company who's been around for 50 plus years, work with them on a proprietary design for our vehicles based on how we've designed that vehicle, and then offer our customer a great value and a better performing motor than we could ever make in-house? To me, it makes sense. So this, as an automotive manufacturer, a vehicle manufacturer, it is our job to look for the best component, the best part, the best partner, and work with them. And then from there, if we deem that there isn't anyone out there that we can work with, then it makes sense that we become the expert and make that part and component. So that's our job as an automotive manufacturer. And I just want to clarify that so that people don't have this impression that we have people down in the basement forging bolts. You know, it's just not the reality. Let's work with the experts and have them make the best components, and we provide that as a package with our vehicles to our customers. The second thing that needs to be addressed is using a global supply chain. So as a good manufacturer, and again, going back to cost, to performance, and overall value with reliability as well, it's our job, again, as a manufacturer, to find the best partner. And that best partner may be in Germany, they may be in China, they may be in Taiwan, they may be in India. It doesn't matter where they are. There can be good parts made in any economy, and there can also be shit parts made in any economy. So Americans or Canadians can make shitty parts just like Chinese and Indians can make shitty parts. That's the reality of it. But it's our job as a manufacturer to work with partners that make quality parts. And that's what people need to understand, that we need to work with a global economy, because in Canada, you can't get rear ends, differentials that are golf cart sized or LSV sized. There is not a manufacturer, and we're certainly not going to start forging gears and pouring molds to make gear housings. It's not going to happen. So we have a couple options for that. We can look to India or we can look to China. And between that, we look at the two best suppliers, and we narrow it down to our best supplier, and we go from there. So people need to get past the fact of we're only going to buy American or we're only going to buy North American, because you're going to be very easy to spot out in a crowd. You will be the person in a burlap sack riding a cow without a phone. That is the reality of the economy we live in. And you certainly won't be driving your American-made F-150 with your iPhone. It's not going to happen, because there are so many global suppliers to make the F-150, so many global suppliers to make the iPhone and every other product that we use on an everyday basis. But it is our job as manufacturers, as vehicle manufacturers, to work with those best partners in the industry to provide our customers the best value. So with that, I just wanted to kind of set a ground level for us so we understand what manufacturing is at a very, introductory level. And what I want to do is, over the next several months, I will take you guys through our equipment, our processes. We want you guys to be part of SC1, the chassis development. That vehicle is a proprietary chassis design and processes that we're doing in-house. And we're going to take you through a lot of it. We're not going to show everything, obviously, but we are going to take you through quite a bit of it so that you can see how we design it, how we develop it, and the equipment that we use to do it. So thought I'd get on here today, go through that. Looking forward to doing the series with you guys. Have a great Friday, have a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon.